All right, Greg, you're welcome to jump in and ask the question.
No worries. Adam, the boys passed the manhood test, didn't they?
Oh, mate. Yeah, like, we couldn't defend, we couldn't protect the paint very well. And, I mean, there were some possessions, right? And this was at halftime. You had guys just basketball players making basketball plays. And, you know, Franks and Kadee were cooking us in that first half. And then Lamar was just doing what Lamar does. You know, those little mid-range spin fadeaways. Taj had one hand in the face, still drilled it. All you can do is shrug, right? He's a hell of a player. But thankfully, we made a whole bunch of shots too. So if you told me that we had to roll in here and score 102 points for us to get the win, I would have been nervous. But, yeah, I'll definitely take it.
A word on Bulls game as well. I mean, 8 3-pointers in 2 big ones in the last quarter to really sort of snuff out Brisbane's challenge. It was an outstanding individual performance from him in amongst the whole heap of blokes that had their fingerprints on this win.
I had a chat with him after the Blitz, because, you know, the Blitz, for all the criticism that we got, the main thing was me also sort of testing out a roster and rotating through guys. And I actually told Bull after the Blitz I wasn't happy. Like, I wasn't happy with a couple of key areas. The reality is especially in this game, if we were full strength, Bull will probably be registering DMPs and maybe a couple of minutes off the bench, because I don't know how I felt after his preseason. Now, he still shot at 53% for the entire preseason tournament, but there was other things that we wanted to capitalise on. So here we are, right? We're down a lot of bodies, and with that you get opportunities like the man next to me, and especially with Bull, and no pun intended, he's taken the bull by the horns. Like, he's been fantastic. So it was only a matter of time that he was going to have the offensive game that he did. He's had a great college career spanning over 5 years, where his whole career he's shot 42% from the perimeter as a spot-up shooter. So we knew that was going to come. You know, what's been real positive is him defensively. You know, him harassing Kadee in the full court, and then you switch him out onto Patterson, and then, you know, he switches out and he's battling the bigs in the post. He's such a good dude, and I'm so happy that we got him on our team.
Don't apologise for the pun. It seemed like you guys just wanted it more tonight, the desperation from you guys. What does this mean for this ball club going forward to get a win like that on the road with so many guys sidelined? What does this do for your season, that win?
Yeah, obviously still early days. We're the team, right, that's only played 7 games, and it's like round 11 or 12. But you know, it was a lot of talk this week. We had a lot of talk, and I was quite open about it in the media. I was quite open about it with key individuals. There was a lot of one-on-ones. There was a lot of team meetings. There was a lot of, hey, like, you know, how serious do you want to take this? So this was them, you know, taking those words and turning it into action. So I'm real happy. But this is the next step to it now, right? Do we just sort of rest on that and say, hey, great job, you know, we did what we had to do, and then everyone puts their feet up? Or do you take it for what it is and go, hey, we needed to play exceptionally offensively to make up for what we lacked defensively? So, you know, the review on Monday is going to be no different to what the review was on Monday the last couple of rounds. So great to take the win, great to do it with, you know, the players that we have out. But the other cool thing about it now is, as guys start to come in, you know, you got to fight for minutes. Like, Bulls earned himself those minutes. So Scott and Merck and JK coming back in have to earn those minutes back, and that's all you can ask for at practice is, you know, something that you're playing for. If you get too comfortable, then you're not trying that hard. And that's the one thing that probably excites me the most now is, as guys start to come back, if they don't feel a little bit nervous, they should. And, you know, practice is going to be super competitive and fun for that.
What's the prognosis on the injured guys? Who do you expect back first? What's the rollout there? Who do you expect to come back in the next week or two?
Yeah, so Scott and Merck are working on a similar timeline. You know, they were able to get on the court Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Obviously, we were on the road the Friday, Saturday, so they did some light work with the coaching staff. We're going to size them up on Tuesday, and right, let's see if you guys can get some game intensity, some game reps. If they sort of tick those boxes, there's no reason why they can't start to make their way back into the lineup next round. But also playing it smart. There'll be minutes restrictions. There'll be, you don't want to throw Scott straight out there and play 32 minutes. All you're doing is you're just increasing the percentage of him re-injuring or hurting himself. So there's got to be a slow transition back in. Not to the extent of like 4 or 5 weeks, but again, you want to get him comfortable out there. But I feel more confident now, doing that, knowing that the guys that are filling the void are getting the job done. So, excited to have them back, and but I don't want to commit to a date just yet, but they are trending in the direction they need to go.
I might jump in. Congratulations on the win, Adam. It's Fraser from AAP here.
Hey, mate.
Just talk about the man next to you in his short minutes out there. Hit some big shots. What kind of development have you seen from Marshall, and how big was he off the bench?
Yeah, I've known Marshall since he was a teenager. Marshall was just around when I was working for Basketball WA way back. Marshall was there. He was always on that radar. Marshall's had a very successful NBL 1 level. He's done well overseas in Europe. He had a great run with Bevo at Illawarra, and he was ready. He's always in shape. He's always, ready for that call up. So, we gave him that, and he was great today. And this is what we said. We had a little discussion earlier today about, what is it that's going to get you employed in the NBL? And there's 3 key indicators that I highlighted, and he definitely filled 2 of them today. So, keep going at this rate. There's no reason why we can't see Marshall as a fully contracted guy in the NBL rather than just a ring-in injury replacement.
And Marshall, one for you. How was it out there? And do you think you're close to that 3rd key indicator that Forde just mentioned?
The body one.
The third's the body one. So unless I grow anytime soon.
Unless you're physically gifted. I don't think you'll get that 3rd one.
No. But I felt comfortable. So I got out there, and obviously the nerves the first few minutes, but once you shake them off, it's good. Everyone has my back. So, and it's good culture and stuff that Forde's built. So yeah, I felt pretty comfortable out there.
And one more for you, Adam. As mentioned, you were pretty on demand out there on the road. Shortness of games this year, and you mentioned how big it is for the rest of the season. You guys haven't had that many games. But what's the feeling like in the group after that match? What are the players like?
Yeah, I hope we're hungry. I hope this has given us that little taster, what we're capable of. The reality is we're still, outside of touch of those top 4. But, we still got so many more games to play to catch up. So, again, you get a win like this on the road, and like with everything, you want to review it, you want to, enjoy it for what it is, and then you want to move on and turn the page and move on to the next game, because, we got Illawarra twice in 2 weeks. And, that was a game that we felt like we definitely shot ourselves in the foot multiple times. And again, another team that's very stacked and well coached and has, great basketball players on it. But there was some slippages from us defensively. So, it's a great quick turnaround to play those guys to try and redeem ourselves after dropping that one at home. So I'm talking a lot. The adrenaline's still kicking in. My heart rate's still at 129 beats per minute. I don't know when that's going to come down. I'm trying to relax. I'm sweating.
Hey, Forde, Matty from the Cairns Post here. Just looking at the bench today, what was the discussion between yourself and the coaching staff, I guess, and how you were going to use your rotations, knowing how few bodies you had there available?
Yeah, it was a case of don't stuff it up, right? Play hard. You'll play till you're exhausted. A lot of the subs made today, where dude's just exhausted. Even Taj, I didn't want to sub him out, and he just looked cooked after, every stretch of 6 minutes. So we try to use our timeout strategically as well. But go out there, get an opportunity, don't stuff it up, and you'll get another one. So that was what was really cool was, Marshall could have been playing, 3 minutes. We could play 14 minutes, and he played 14, right? And Jordan, played 33 minutes. Dude's come back from a foot injury. You look at him on the stat sheet and you go, oh, it was 1 of 5, oh, 3 from 3, but he's plus 12. We've just been riding this momentum with him at the moment. You would have seen it last week, because when he's up and about, he's fantastic. The only reason he played 22 minutes is because we're so stacked at that big position, and everybody was doing well. Juki was doing well. Zim was having a great game for us. There's only so many minutes available. We did try to go that big lineup again where we had both Juk, Keanu, and Zim out there. That hurt us, so I knew I couldn't do that again. But what helped was, Jordan playing the way he was. He sort of filled that void at the 3-man, and then we just rotated the bigs between those two positions.
You mentioned two of the blokes there, Zim and Keanu. Both of them come away with doubles, which is pretty handy to come away with. Can you talk a little bit? You already kind of did there, but talk a little bit more about their impact today and how you've seen them grow in, I guess, these first 7 games of the regular season.
Yeah, Zim, like I said, he was one that I wasn't happy with his performance last game. And that was pretty obvious. And, he's the ultimate professional. So, we sit there and we talk about the things that, hey, these are the reasons I brought you in, and I didn't see it. I mean, you weren't eating those rebounds, and, you had guys, beating you in the post. And, we went through that list and he acknowledged it. And so, he was always going to have a great game. Like, there was no fear of, oh, Zim, you're coming off the bench this one because I've lost faith in you. No, he just had a bad game, and he's got a great body of work in his entire career that I know he would bounce back for it. Keanu's just been great from day dot. There's been a lot of things that we've been working on him in terms of how to be a professional off the court, right? The recovery, the gym, looking after your body, what you eat, the fuel you put into it, the ice baths after the game. And by all reports, every single one of the staff, from our high performance to front office, are just praising Keanu. They're just talking about how great he's been. And it's translated onto the court. He's we brought him in because he was in the 97th percentile for early on balls on the rim. Great, just do that. You'll have a career for the next 10 years being that guy. Obviously, we're trying to expand his game a little bit more, but tick that box for me, and there's no reason why you can't. There's no reason why we will get outbid for Keanu's services in years to come, because he's that caliber player. I would hope that his ambition is to be a starting centre in the NBL and then trying to get on these Australian national teams.
My last one, Marshall, what was it like, I guess, obviously we touched on before the conversations you and Forde had before rolling in today. What was it like with the week that it was, obviously the headlines that were there, all the deep and meaningful conversations between the playing group? What was it like being part of that group and then rolling in for this contest?
No, it was good. Everyone stuck together. Like, nobody lost confidence in each other, and I feel like that we had a good week of practice and we practiced hard, and I don't know, we kind of tried to get out the kinks that we had from last games. But no, I thought we did really well, and everyone stuck together, and obviously it resulted in a win.
Any final questions? Great, thanks guys.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.